What's up, guys? We're back again. Jones Subwoofer Solutions bringing you another amp dyno. Today it is a lesser known amp, but a good amp. The PSI Car Audio Star Power 2500. This is a Korean 2500 watt amp. And we will see what it throws down on the dyno today. Nice pink light there instead of your usual green or blue. If you guys don't know, PSI kind of has a theme with the hot pink stuff. So there it is. It's the PSI Star Power 2500. It's rated 715 watts at 4 ohms, 1400 watts at 2 ohms, and 2650 watts at 1 ohm. So we'll see how it does. Go ahead, drop your guesses now. I'll catch you over on the dyno. Alright guys, here we are on the bench, on the dyno. Again, the PSI Star Power 2500. We're going to go ahead, same as we used to, we're going to get into it. We're going to do certified, then uncertified, then dynamic. We're going to do 4 ohm, then 2 ohm, then 1 ohm. So again, rated 715 watts. These are all ratings at 14.4 volts. We should be starting just above that, but we should be dropping right around that 14.4 volt area. So we'll get right into it. Certified, 4 ohms. And we are at 14.91 volts starting. So here we go. We're looking for 715 watts. We get 822 watts into 4 ohms. We dropped to 14.83 volts. So very solid so far. It's more than 100 watts above rated. We're going to go back. We're going to load 2 ohms. We're now sitting at 14.85 volts. 2 ohms. Again, it was rated 1400 watts. And certified is up to 1% distortion. Once the dyno sees 1% distortion or more, it'll stop reading. So the reading we see is the maximum clean. Again, looking for 1400 watts. I'm sure we'll see it. We get 1610 watts into 2 ohms, drop to 14.71 volts. So again, a bit more than rated. Really good performance out of this. We're going to keep going to 1 ohm. Again, starting 14.81 volts. I'm just sitting on my CMAX, no chargers or anything. Here we go, 1 ohm rated 2650 watts. And far more than rated. We got 3,158 watts into 1 ohm. We dropped to 14.5 volts. So that is a very good performance. We're finished right there, right at where it was rated, 14.4 volts. So I would definitely say this amp does more than rated. So we're going to move our amp meter for now. We're going to go into the uncertified runs. Uncertified runs go into clipping. Typically you'll see just a little bit more power on these uncertified runs. Again, we're going to start at 4 ohms. We're at 14.89 volts. Here we go. It was rated 715 watts. And we get far more than 715 watts. We got 988 watts before I stopped it. Dropped to 14.75 volts. I think it probably could have gone a little further. It's just the longer I let that go, the more stress is on the amp, the more it's clipping. So 2 ohms. We're at 14.85 volts. Again, rated at 2 ohms, 1400 watts. Let's see what we get. And again, this is into clipping. Man, I let it go that time. 1,953 watts into 2 ohms, dropped to 14.61 volts. So that is pretty much 500 watts more than it's rated. Almost 600 watts more than it's rated for. And finally, we'll do 1 ohm. We're at 14.79 volts. It's rated 2,650 watts. Again, I got no charging going on. We're just sitting on my CMAX. Here we go. Yeah, guys, 3,560 watts, dropping to 14.42 volts. So awesome performance so far. And I'm sure the dynamic testing will be good also. So we're going to dynamic. I'm going to start again at 4 ohms. And we're at 14.87 volts. So again, 715 watts at 4 ohms. This is a burst track. This is a 40 hertz pulse tone. I think that's it. 1,063 watts into 4 ohms, dropping to 14.79 volts. So again, way above rated. 2 ohms rated 1,400 watts. We're at 14.83 volts. Let's see what this does burst at 2 ohms. $2,077 watts into 2 ohms, dropped to 14.6 volts. So that is also well above rated. Let me do 1 ohm. We're at 14.79 volts. Rated 2,650 watts. Let's see what we get burst at 1 ohm. Not quite 4,000, but that's close. 3,921 watts into 1 ohm, dropping down to 14.38 volts. I would say that is some very solid performance out of this amp. I know everyone asks every time, run it low, run it low, run it low. We're gonna sneak a real quick 0.8 burst run into this. I might only let it pulse once or twice. We'll see what it shows at 0.8. We're at 14.79 volts. This is not in the manual. This is not recommended, especially on the bench where there's no rise. So let's see what we get. Oh, instant protect on the amp. So I'm sure the amp's fine. It did go into protect, probably from current. But we'll wrap this up. I'll catch you guys back on the bench. We'll get a look inside the amp. We'll go from there. Alright guys, back on the bench. We can get a look at this Star Power 2500. And I think that is pretty cool. I do remember seeing these a while back, but I had forgotten that they themed it all the way down to the circuit board. So it's bright pink with the PSI star on the caps. And again, this is Korean. This is a really high quality amp. So good looking. So let's go ahead and look at the end caps. On this side you've got a plug for the bass remote. You have Tiffany style RCAs for input and output. And then you see there is a slave input. This is a strappable amp. And you've got an adjustable gain, a subsonic filter from 10 to 60 hertz, an adjustable bass boost from 0 to 12 hertz, which is adjustable from 30 to 60 hertz. I'm sorry, 30 to 90 hertz. Your low pass filter is adjustable from 30 to 250 hertz, has adjustable phase. There's your master and slave switch. And 8 gauge speaker outputs, you only get one pair. Then on this end, you have single power and ground input. We used 2-aught welding cable, fit fine, and maybe a 12 gauge remote. Maybe a little bigger. You might even be able to fit 10 or 8 gauge in there, but no need. And again, some PSI markings, the star shape of the heatsink. So very cool amp. Performed actually better than I expected, even though I knew this was going to do well. It does come with, before I forget, it does come with a cable and a bass knob. It has a power and a clip light on the knob. And it is one of these with the bigger size knob. It's easier to turn than those tiny ones. And of course comes with a manual with install instructions, wiring instructions, everything you need. So that is the PSI Star Power. Let me know what you guys think. Glad to be back. I got a few more lined up. We got some AD amps coming. Got a few other things. Let me know what you guys think of the video. Let me know what you guys think of this amp. Let me know what you guys would like to see. Want to thank you all for watching. Love you guys. Appreciate you standing by with me when I have a break between videos. I'm trying though. So look forward to seeing you guys next week. Thanks again. Make sure you like, subscribe, share. See you guys next time.